Hello everybody, it is currently Monday. I meant to do an entire weekend reading vlog, did not do that. I spent my weekend actually beta reading something, which means I got to read something after the first draft for an author and give her feedback. So it was really good, but I didn't get a lot of reading done, but I am 75% into Ick Factor and I'm halfway through The Catch by Amy Leah. I was listening to that today actually, so we're going to start with Ick Factor. I have been loving this. I have not really been in the mood for like straight up contemporary lately. I did get an arc of this, though it already came out on Friday, so I'm like a little late on that. But this one is a fake engagement, but it's really fun because they're fake engaged in order to team up against like a rival in the company, because the hero is basically his dad owned the company, but his dad passed away, so his dad's best friend owns the company who he was raised by. So like his dad's best friend owns the company, and his best friend from college, who turns out to actually like hate him and like almost ruined something in college for him and has been like his rival ever since, is up for the job of taking over the company once his dad's best friend retires. And so he's like, I'm obviously the better choice, but his dad's best friend is like, oh, but Warren's great, like what are you talking about? He's like, he literally is the worst person on the planet. And so his dad's best friend is like, you are working too much. And so he's like, actually I'm engaged, like what are you talking about? And so he's trying to get the job, so he's fake engaged to his assistant, and they're also trying to sabotage the guy because he's trying to sabotage them. So it's actually really fun, and the heroine is used to getting this ick about guys after like 7 days where there's something about them that drives her up a wall and she breaks up with them, but she hasn't been feeling that with him, and they're getting closer, and he is like someone who literally is so into her, and he realized he was into her pretty early on but never saw it as something like more than just like he cares about her. So he would stock her favorite food in his office because she snacks all the time, and he would put her favorite snacks in his office and refill her snack drawer without her knowing. And literally he was like, you need a dress to like this black tie event, here's my credit card. And he's like, is like $10,000 a good budget? I don't forget how much it was, but it was just like, it is so sweet, but also they're so attracted to each other, and I'm just having the best time reading it. So this might be a 5-star read, we'll see. I am listening to The Catch by Amy Leah, and this one is super cute. It's probably more like a 4-star read. It's fake dating, which I didn't know. It starts out with her being invited on this brand deal, and there's a mix-up where they accidentally gave her the wrong date. They gave her a week early, and they're like, oh, Lily's gonna knock this over. They said they can't like have her stay there, so she has to find somewhere to stay because they won't refund her ticket because she's already there. So she finds this like rundown like bed and breakfast, and the hero, he's super grumpy. He owns it, and she's like, why does everybody like this place? Like, you're so mean. And so they immediately butt heads. He's like, you just care about like looks and clothes as an influencer, and he's like rugged fisherman type, and they're spending time together, and he's like offering to take her like on trips for her content too, and she's gonna help them with their marketing. And then he gets into an accident, and she, in order to be able to see him in the hospital, is like, I'm engaged to him, like just let me through. And his family's there and hears it, and it kind of reminds me of While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock, except for like she's fake dating the right guy, but she's more so staying because of the family too now, and like that's why they're fake engaged. And it's really funny because she just like, they really poke at each other a lot because they like get on each other's nerves, but they're obviously attracted to each other, so it's cute. And she's kind of stereotypical where she's like, I was terrified of spiders. She saw like a caterpillar in the shower and flipped out, and I was like, it's literally a caterpillar, like it's not a big deal. But it's a lot of fun, like it's very cute, and I'm not love obsessed, but I'm not liking it. So it's like a solid 4-star right now. I just like the whole atmosphere of just like this, it's like a Canadian seaside town, and I am enjoying it. So those are the 2 books I'm reading currently. I'm sorry, Lily is currently licking her leg behind the camera, hey, if you can hear that. But I have reading sprints with my patrons in 8 minutes, so I'm hopefully gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna be reading Or Than Friends by Lulu Moore, which is her rowing romance. I'm so far behind on my arcs. It comes out next week, and I've had it for like a month on my Kindle. So I do have Lex Martin's new one too, but like I said, I really just don't want to read contemporary, and that's all the arcs I have. So I have a lot of new releases on audio that came in from the library like all at the same time, but I kind of want to read Thorp next on audio. So this is just going to be a week of reading for me, a realistic week of reading. I have read 1 beta read, and that's it. I have not read, oh, and then I finished, we're not going to talk about it. We are not going to talk about If He Had Been Mine. I gave that 1 star. What was that book? what was that book? No, 1 star. I'm not gonna chat about that. So realistically though, starting on a Monday and catching up on what I did over the weekend, this is how much I read in a week. So we'll see. Doesn't really work well because I did get my hair cut between starting this video and ending it, but I am editing this video and I realized I never told you what I thought of the Ick Factor by Morgan Elizabeth. I am so sorry, so I'm popping in now. I'm giving Ick Factor 4 stars. I loved the beginning. It is fake dating, billionaire, boss, secretary getting revenge on someone trying to sabotage their business, but that's really what it was. Like, it was like a really fun, solid romance where they truly fell in love with each other. And she's like, but I was a little annoying where she's just like, I know I'm gonna get the ick, I know I'm not gonna like him, because she just like never likes anybody, but they obviously fall for each other. But I loved how he had a thing for her like the whole time. He's like, you're the only one that like I really can like bear to be around. She was the only one he was really like showing emotions towards, and like she really got to see the real him, and I just really liked that. And like her having the ick though, like wasn't as annoying to me as I've seen like other reviews say it was. I mean like sure, she just like every relationship she's had, she like ends up getting annoyed by something, and so she's just like waiting for that to happen with him, and it didn't. But it was cute. It was a really, really cute romance. I feel like Morgan Elizabeth writes really solid, fun, adorable romances that I end up really liking. I've never rated anything by her less than 4 stars. 'Tis a Season for Revenge is still my favorite, and this one had like a really long epilogue because it was the end of a series. So it had like Where Everybody Is Now, which I thought was cute, but I hadn't read all the books. But overall, a very solid fake dating romance. And if you want something like that, like it didn't get annoying. Like I feel like a lot of fake dating romances, like I'm just sometimes like, okay, I'm done with this trope. It's been done a lot. This one just had a lot of other tropes that I love. So that's why I really enjoyed it, and how she was like, are we like really dating now or what? Because like we're kind of starting to have feelings, and when they would kiss, and then when they would kiss when nobody was around, and she's like, wait, is this still fake? Because like no one's watching, why are we kissing? I really like that. So it was just so cute to have those moments like that. So very high 4-star read, really loved it. Now I'm gonna go back to the past and chat. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's almost noon actually on Thursday. I don't remember the last time I updated you. I know I didn't update you at all yesterday. Yesterday was a really busy day. Oh, and Tuesday was. I ended up working a long time Tuesday, and then I had reading sprints. I think I talked to you that day. And then yesterday I worked, and then I had a nail appointment, and then I immediately came home and went to a Korean corn dog place with my sister, and then came home and did not let myself work. So I watched and caught up on some TV shows with my sister. So we watched Below Deck, which we're loving, and then The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which we're loving. So I try to, if she's not working, she's a night shift nurse, if she's not working at night, I make sure to spend time with her, and then we read from like 9 p.m. on. So I don't get a ton of reading time in during the week, but I am 40% into Or Than Friends by Lulu Moore, and I only have 2 hours left in my audiobook of The Catch. I'm definitely gonna finish The Catch. I just haven't been doing work where I can listen to an audiobook. I actually turned on Red, White, and Royal Blue because one of the actors, the trailer for his new movie with Anne Hathaway dropped, and it just like made me really want to rewatch Red, White, and Royal Blue. So I'm putting that on while I work on. I specifically have to do some TikToks today, and I can never focus on anything when I do TikToks because it's just like a lot of pasting words, doing music, stuff like that. So I did read a lot of Lulu Moore's because I worked out, and then I read last night. What I've been doing is I've been like taking off my glasses, turning off the light, getting in bed just with my Kindle, and I'll fall asleep reading. And that way I don't wake up at like midnight with my light still on. It's already off, and I can read with the warm light on my Kindle Oasis, which I love. So I am really enjoying it so far. The hero like falls so hard for her. They are at Cambridge and Oxford, I think, and they're like super rival with their competition for rowing, and to the point where they have this like ritual that's like hundreds of years old. They steal each other's mascots, and so she is a new rower for, I think, Oxford, and he is the president of the Cambridge rowing team, and he is visiting a friend, and he sees her and he's like, oh my god, like I am so attracted to you, and just like instant connection. And I saw a review that was like, it's insta love, and it is, but like not. He's just like, I need to know you, which is like totally fair. You were just like so taken by someone that you want to date them, you want to know them, you're like, I need you in my life. And so he sees that with her, but then she hears about the president of the Cambridge rowing team. Like she gave him his number, he left. Then her friends are talking about the president, and they're like, oh, he's like Hugh Hefner of rowing, like he's such a tool, blah blah blah. But he's not. He's definitely misunderstood, and he has a lot going on with his dad, who's a famous politician who publicly cheated on his mom, and so he's dealing with a lot of scandal in the tabloids and stuff like that. And so he's not, and he's like, I literally am an Olympic rower, when do I have time to sleep around like everybody claims I do? He's in college, he is doing the rowing team, like he's like, this doesn't make sense. And so he figures out the heroine heard those rumors, and he is really disappointed, and now it's them kind of dancing around each other and him trying to like convince her to give him a chance. And she's very hesitant because she's like, I don't want to lose my spot at the rowing team. She's really there to achieve the dreams of her parents because her brother passed away, and he was supposed to go to England to study medicine, and so now she is doing that. So that's the book, that's the gist. I am really enjoying it, and The Catch by Amy Leah is definitely more like a solid 4-star read. Like nothing's blowing me away, but I'm not liking it. It's just a cutesy rom-com. They're fake dating, they're falling in love, they're at the point where they're not like pushing and pulling anymore and like really pushing each other's buttons, which was really funny in the beginning. Now they're just like really falling for each other. So super cute. It does feel like a little bit too long too, but he's just a grumpy fisherman, and he's got a lot of family drama that he feels responsible for. So it's really sad because he also lost someone in his past that he feels like was his fault. So they're dealing with that too. So that's my reading update. My goal is to finish at least the audiobook today and start on maybe an Thorp audiobook. We'll see what I decide to start. And then I should read a new release that I have out on audio, but I probably won't. I'm gonna get back to work though, grab some lunch, and hopefully listen to the audiobook when I have some spreadsheet stuff to do this afternoon. Well, hi. I meant to read so much more tonight. It's 9:30 already, but I got a lot more done on my dragon. I made the horn, sewed them on, I sewed on his little scales, I sewed on his ears, and I made one wing, and I have one more wing to do, and then I'm done. But it's already 9:30. Typically, if it was like the weekend, I would have powered through, but it is a Thursday, so I actually though got through majority of this audiobook. I got through 75% of it, and I literally started it tonight. I have about 2 hours left, which is perfect for tomorrow because I do have some spreadsheet stuff I want to get done tomorrow, so I will be listening to that. But I did end up finishing The Catch by Amy Leah. I listened to that when I walked my dogs today, and then finished it during work because I had like 30 minutes of the audio left, and I listened at 3 times speed. This one really reminds me of like a cutesy like rom-com from like the 90s, early 2000s. Not necessarily like a Hallmark movie, but I could see it being a cute Hallmark movie. The family reminded me so much of While You Were Sleeping, and like the circumstances kind of did if she was fake engaged to the like correct brother from While You Were Sleeping. But it was really cute, and I really liked the ending, and I liked how she was grappling with trying to be in control of her brother, who has a lot of things going on in his life. He has depression, and she feels like she constantly needs to take care of him and check up on him, and that's why she feels kind of stuck in her life too, because she makes every decision so that she's there for other people and doesn't think about like taking risks for herself. And I liked like her finally having this honest conversation with her brother and him telling her how he feels about everything. So romance was very cute, very grumpy hero, very grumpy. So like solid 4 stars. I thought it was a super cute romance. But I am now going to jump into my Ebook, honestly, I'm not even probably gonna get into 10% of this tonight, and I'm 40% of the way through now. I am going to wash my face, brush my teeth, get into bed, and by the time that happens, it'll be like 9:45. I'll turn off my lights, and I usually read for like not that long. But I'm not working out tomorrow, so tomorrow I get to sleep in a little bit. I do work out every day except Tuesdays and Fridays. Typically I take 2 days off from running, but I realized while I was walking my dogs, I was like, I have an hour of uninterrupted reading time every single day typically. So I run on the treadmill for 30 minutes and then I walk my dogs for 30 minutes a day. So I have about an hour of activity where I listen to my audiobook or read my ebook, and so I think that's really great. I don't know why I like had that epiphany today, but I have made it a priority in 2024 to make sure I walk my dogs every day. So when I first started doing my work from home job, I started in June. I was like, if my sister's home, I was like, yeah, you can just go to the walk the dogs without me, like I have work to do. But now we almost always walk them together. The dogs actually love it a lot more when we walk them together. We do switch off who gets which dog each day. So today I had Lily, and Lily gets very nervous, especially if she remembers where there are dogs at each house and if any of them are off leash. And we are on our 3rd route in our neighborhood now, because one time when I was not with my sister, there was a dog, and it's always out in the yard off leash, but we thought it had an electric fence, but it like came at our dogs, and Darcy's like, you are not messing with me, and so she got like really defensive. They didn't bite, but she was like warning growl, and Lily just like tucks her tail and runs, like she's terrified. And so she refused to walk that way, like even at the start of our walk, and it was like halfway through the walk that happened. Start of our walk, she refused to go that way, so then we decided to go the other way, and we go down some cul-de-sacs to make it a little longer. And in this one yard, the dog didn't attack them, but Lily knows where the dogs were, and they were out a lot, and we never like walk in front of their yard. And then one time it like tried to follow our dogs, and it terrified Lily. Now there's a new house that new people moved into that have an electric fence, and they have a big fluffy white dog, and I think another dog and a cat that are sometimes outside. And for a while there we had like good weather and they were outside all the time, and Lily like got really nervous. But it's so much better when both of us are there, long story short. So she doesn't get nervous when we are both walking. She gets like still like her tail is down and she's like very alert, but she'll walk by them if we're both there. If one of us is there, she is so much more resistant. So I try to walk for Lily's sake and for my own mental health sake. I work too much. I will, since I work from home, I literally like will just continue working. Like today I worked from 7 to 8 and I didn't need to, but I have projects I want to get done, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything, so I popped in my audiobook and worked. And so I think it's really healthy for me to make sure that I do get out. Like yesterday I went to dinner with my sister and I got my nails done and I walked my dogs every day. Yesterday it was raining all day, so I didn't walk them, but just for my mental health, I want to make sure I am getting out of the house and prioritizing like exercise. So, and my audiobook listening time. My sister and I walk in silence. Like she listens to music, I listen to my audiobook. We don't talk a lot on our walks because we live together. We talk together all the time. But yeah, tomorrow I have a hair appointment at 6:30 and I shouldn't be working too much. I might have to work a little bit of the weekend because I have 1,000,001 jobs. I have YouTube, I have my PR company with Tori, I have 3 authors that I work for, and it's just a lot to keep up with. Like today I actually had to film and edit a TikTok and a YouTube video for a publisher so they can use it on their platform, and I make so much content for my authors that at the end of the day, like I do not want to make content for myself. So my TikTok has been slacking, my Instagram I just slapped together whatever I have like already pre-taken photos of. I try to batch take photos, so it's just a lot to keep up with, but I have been able to read a lot. So I read an entire audiobook this week already, and I'm gonna finish another audiobook tomorrow. Audiobooks really save my reading, so, but the audiobook I'm almost done with is the Thorp, and I didn't realize it was connected to the St. View Prison series, which I love that series. So the hero in this one's actually a police officer, and he is the partner of the heroine's sister from the St. View Prison series that got murdered. So we just saw the murder scene happen and I was like, oh my gosh. And the heroine owns a strip club. Kind of reminds me of like the Tate James series where, or more like the Hades series, where the heroine is like working, and I don't think she does illegal stuff. but she runs her own business and she's really savvy, and this politician in town is trying to like run her out, so she's like butting heads with him, and the hero's kind of like stuck in the middle but like super attracted to her. So it is going to be a trilogy, but I'm flying through it already. I'll probably try to read all 3 this weekend. We'll see if that happens, but that's a long now it's already 9:45, so I'm not even gonna get in bed until probably like 9:50, but I'm excited to continue listening to this audiobook tomorrow and get some work done. Hi guys, sorry for the like shadows on my face. It is 9:50. I thought it was like 9:30. It's 9:50. Saturdays are typically like slower days for me, so I woke up around 7:30 and I fed the dogs, I let them out, I laid a little bit in bed for like 10 more minutes, and then I worked out this morning and I had breakfast. I was chatting with my sister for a little bit, and then she worked out and she played with Lily downstairs. We have Lily's ball downstairs, which Lily's obsessed with playing with her ball, so she had her down there for a little bit. I did get my haircut yesterday, by the way, which I'll talk about that in a second. And then I showered, got ready for the day, and now we're here. I'm gonna make some tea, but I didn't want the water to like be super loud in the background, which it normally is when I vlog. So I did not vlog at all yesterday. I did not read a lot yesterday. So typically if I have busy days, I don't read physically a lot anymore, and I just like am not motivated to physically read a lot, which is really sad. But I did finish my audiobook because I finished my dragon. This is my 3rd dragon I've made. Look how cute. So I actually used Bernat baby blanket yarn, and this was the leftovers from the one I made Tori. So I made Tori light pink with dark pink accents, and then I made one the opposite with the same skeins. So I also still have like a ton left over from those skeins too, but look how cute he is. I don't know what I want to do with him or who I want to give him to, or if I'm going to keep him for myself, because I already made one for me, which was my first one, but it was with a different brand of yarn, so he's a lot smaller than this one. But he's cute. I do have a couple I want to make for some friends I'm seeing in Sweetgrass. Gianna Darling I for sure want to make a red one for, so I need to get that yarn. I have it in my cart. I might do order pickup for Joann's today. But I finished the Thorp audio that I started when I was making this guy, and I finished during work because I had a lot of emails to send, which was like copy and paste emails to send out. I had 100 of them to send out to people for an author, so I sent those and finished my Thorp, and it was exactly like when I finish an audiobook in like a day, that means it's exactly what I'm craving, and I just like cannot stop listening. So I really enjoyed this one. It's a 4-star read. It was, I don't know if it's like someone else is gonna get the next book, because I was expecting with Thorp that I've read so far, she reminds me a lot of the Tate James, Hades, and Madison K series, where they're following the same couple the whole time. But this one, her and the hero basically have an HEA at the end, but the friend is missing, and I think that her friend might be getting a romance actually. So I'll have to look at the synopsis. I did download the audiobook for the 2nd book, but I didn't know if I wanted to get right into it because the 3rd book is not out on audio yet. I think it just released. At least my library doesn't have it yet. I think it came out a couple weeks ago. So it was good. Like, she owns a strip club, he's a cop, and she thinks this politician is trying to sabotage her, so she's like sabotaging him back. And it's just, sorry, Darcy's getting a drink of water right now. And it was fun. Like, it was a lot of fun. The hero's grappling with like falling for her, but also like doing his job and wanting to protect her, and I liked it. I mean, like, it was a fun time, definitely spicy too, and I give it 4 stars. Really, like, just, I can immerse myself in the story and the world. It's kind of like more darker mafia, but like not dark, but like kind of that suspense kind of going, which I really love. So characters were fun. She had a lot going on. I do feel like there was like some drama added in just like to add drama to the plot, but it is what it is. So I finished that yesterday, and then I asked my patrons, I gave them 5 books. I was like, pick what I should listen to next. I wasn't surprised Salt Kiss by Sierra Simone won, so I started this, and it's fine. I think the entire thing is from Tristan's point of view, and he wasn't in the novella that I read. He is the bodyguard, so he's just hired as a bodyguard to the hero whose name I'm forgetting, but he is the one who owns a sex club. And so I think they're gonna fall in love, and then he also, the sex club owner, has an arranged marriage with someone, and it's gonna be all three of them together. But I heard that she's barely in this book. I think she's gonna be in the next book. So this one, I think I got like 3 hours into it, but it's not like I'm obsessed or anything. I was more like passively listening, which is why I stopped listening while I was working, because I wasn't super paying attention anymore, because it was just like, he's just going around being hired as a bodyguard. So it's 9.5 hours long, and I am only an hour and a half into it, but that's how far I got into that. And then I worked pretty late. I had a chat with Tori, and we ended up talking for like an hour about something, and then I had my haircut appointment. Then I came home, tried on some clothes I ordered, and then my sister and I watched Survivor and The Rookie, and then by then it was like 9:45, so I went to bed. I tried reading, and I read like 1% of my book, and I read more today, so I'm 55% into Lulu Moore's book, but like I am not physically reading a lot, even if it's on my Kindle. It's taking me like, I started that, what, Tuesday? And it's Saturday and I'm only 50% in. I just don't have a lot of time to physically read. I'm gonna try to finish it today, but I do have some emails I wanna catch up on and a graphic I wanna work on. So I'm gonna be listening to my audiobook, and I need to put some clothes away and stuff. So I'll probably get through more of my audiobook today than anything, but it's still really cute. It's a college romance. They're on rival rowing teams, but now they're kind of sneaking around. So nothing like blowing my mind, probably like a cute 4-star read right now. So that's everything that's happening. That's my reading update. I really just don't get to sit down and read a lot during the week, which is sad, but I do get good audiobook listening time in, and we're gonna walk my dogs today. It was raining yesterday and we couldn't, but today we should be able to walk them, so it's another half an hour of audiobook time, which I'm excited for. I just love my walks with my dogs. So yeah, that's my reading update and how realistically I can fit reading into my schedule. Hey guys, I'm here to close this vlog out because it's 3 o'clock on Saturday and I have to edit this for tomorrow, and I have to go run to my parents' house. They left the dogs home, so we have to go let them out. And then we're probably gonna watch the new Millie Bobby Brown movie tonight, so I don't know how much more reading I'll get done, but I have some updates for you. So I actually got 75% into the Lulu Moore book I was reading, and I'm hoping to finish it today between like the car ride to my parents' house, because I'm gonna see if my sister's gonna drive. We'll see. She's listening to this right now. And then like hanging out at my parents' house for like 45 minutes to let all the dogs run around together, so we're gonna bring ours over. So I'll probably finish this actually tonight is my goal, but I don't know how much of my audiobook I'll listen to. Normally if I wasn't leaving the house, it would be a perfect time to like do a puzzle and listen to my audiobook, but that's not happening. I have to actually sit down and start editing this. So I got 50% into Salt Kiss by Sierra Simone, which I started yesterday. So if you can't tell, I fly through audiobooks through the week. I do a lot where I like walk my dogs, or I was like organizing. I cleared out some of my closet this morning, or like getting rid of a bunch of boxes that I had sitting around. So those are perfect times for me to listen to an audiobook, especially also when I'm doing my craft stuff. But I finished, I think, what, 3 audiobooks in this vlog. So 3 of them I got through in a week, and I think 2 physical books I got through. I feel like I haven't read anything in March, but I guess I've read 5 things so far, so I guess it's a lot. But I did reorganize my stickers too on my Kindle. I got some new Winnie the Pooh stickers. Look how cute Pooh is. And I have this dragon one too, and I just love how it turned out. I am using my Paperwhite right now because my Oasis keeps glitching. Every time I turn it on, it freezes and then restarts itself every single time, and I don't know what is going on with it. It's not that old either. So I have this as my travel Kindle because I just love it so much and the battery's so nice, but I might continue reading on this. But I am enjoying the Lulu Moore. It's just like already together, and they just spent Christmas together, so they get together pretty early, like 55% into the book, and the rest is just them happy together. So I don't always love that. There's not even like an external conflict happening that would make me like super engaged in the story. There is like she's trying to be the like starter on one of the rowing teams, but even then we're not getting like a ton of rowing that would keep me engaged, which like they're both rowers. We just like have them going to try to see each other and then having to clean up because their teams were punished for their rivalry that they had for something that happened, and they have to spend time like cleaning up the city, and he makes it so that they're paired together and they like each other, and now they're spending Christmas together and they're in love. And I'm like, okay, give me something more to the story. So more like a 3.5 depending on how the ending is with this one. I'm really sad because I love Lulu more, but this one is just not what I'm super into right now. But the Sierra Simone also is not a 5-star. It is lacking plot as well. Like, I'm like, where's our end goal? Like, they're just like hanging out. Like, he's the bodyguard, they finally slept together, but like I don't feel like love emotion from Mark. Mark just always sleeps with his bodyguard, so I don't know where this book is going. And I just feel like I've only been reading like 3.5 4-star books lately, which is fine, but then it's just like, okay, I'm just reading like fine books. Like, they're good and like I would recommend them to read, but they're not like, oh my god, I'm obsessed and like I'm so into this book, which is what 5-star reads are for me. So I've just been missing those 5-star reads. Even that Thorp was like really good and like entertaining, but not like I'm obsessed. So anyways, those are my thoughts on the books I'm reading, and that's how much I realistically read in a week. Let me know when you end up reading, how many books you read in a week. And then, like I said, it feels like I don't read a lot, but I think because of audiobooks, I can get through a lot. But I'm gonna finish this and I'll probably start my Nora Roberts next tomorrow. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more of these, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day.